When Evil Lurks is a 2023 Argentinian supernatural psychological horror film that premiered on October 27, 2023 on Shudder. It is written and directed by Damien Rugna, and I let me tell you, this film is nothing of like what you've ever thought or could imagine horror would be, but it's fresh, it's new, and original. The movie is in Spanish, and it's really, really interesting, especially how everything is done from the beginning to the end. Is it horror in your face? Yes, it is. It's very unsettling. There are scenes that are like creepy, weird, and just a whole gaggle of holy shit, they put this in here. An Argentinian horror film getting away with some of the stuff that's in here? Yes. If it was an American-made horror film, I don't think some of the stuff could pass. There are imageries in here that you can't get out of your head. And if you do watch this with an open mind going into it, especially with the title of When Evil Lurks. Not a fan of it as being an American title, but for the Spanish title, I'm not going to pronounce it, but it makes sense. This premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival on September 13th, 2023, and had rave reviews. There are some amazing scenes in this. There are some close-up shots of deformed faces and eerie subject matter that you never thought you would imagine you'd see in a horror film. It is horror, yes. It is supernatural, yes. Demons, children, possession, kids. Anytime that aspect is in there, it's very unsettling and unnerving. My eyes were glued to the screen from the opening credits. I didn't want to look away. And how everything transpires and how everything comes together full circle in a story like this is absolutely mind-blowing. When you see a movie like this and you go into it and you don't know what to expect, you are left speechless with what could have been and what is. And that's what When Evil Lurks is. Shudder is putting out some amazing horror content, especially with original horror films. I want to see more foreign, Spanish, whatever international horror films on Shudder are, because it works. It's not scary as boom, jump scares, but the imagery will leave you, as I said before. It is psychological. It will stay with you for a while, even a couple hours, maybe a few days or a week after you see this film. And for it being what it is and how the aspect is with certain scenes with an axe, women, men, and how everyone perceives their characters to be in this, it's just mind-blowingly fun and good. It's very rare that a psychological horror film, for that matter, that is not an American film, is really good, especially with how I want to say, story like this happens. Everything comes together, it's fun, it's interesting, and when you see certain surprise twists and turns, it really works, and it's a story that really fleshes out the nuances of how pristine and precise it is, to the point where you watch, you're like, okay, are they going to go back and explain that? They do that. And then everything at the end is closed, and it's really, really good. I had a fun time watching this. It was creepy, yes, but it's not horror where you want the horror. It's kind of a little bit of gore horror, imagery horror, definitely 100% what the fuck psychological, and that's what you want in a horror film. This will get rave reviews when word of mouth hits it. It'll be a cult classic and following. Does it need a sequel? I don't think so. This is one of those one and done horror films, and definitely look out for Damien Rugna, because he is the next big horror director that you have to watch out for, especially if this is remade in an American version, which will probably be dumbed down, but maybe he goes into other aspects or other franchises, directing and writing for certain big franchise horror films. This is fun. This is great. Check it out. I absolutely had a fun time with this. For me, When Evil Lurks gets 5 out of 5 stars. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about When Evil Lurks. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the aspect of the story, the supernatural element, the psychological element, and the horror-based? And which one out of those three do you think it was more of? Supernatural, psychological, or horror? what stayed with you after watching this film? Do you think the imagery is what stood with you? Do you think the story was good? Do you think things were actually closed and made sense? And were you thinking to yourself, what can happen in the next scene? And were you left wanting more, or was it just the right amount that you watched when you saw this film? And do you think Damien Rugna will be the next big horror director? And do you want a sequel to this film? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked, and also let me know what rating you would give this movie, and be sure you click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for new review videos on my channel. I'll see you all in the next review video. I'm Mr. Filmstock, and thank you so much for tuning in.